Good morning. Here is the trending news. US airstrike targets IS after Kabul airport attack. Tells citizens leave immediately. The Pentagon said on Saturday that US has carried out drone strike against Islamic State planner in Afghanistan. US killed an Islamic State planner in Afghanistan in retaliation for Thursday's suicide bombing in Kabul. Spokesman for US Central Command Captain Bill Urban said that US military forces conducted an over the horizon counter-terrorism operation against an ISIS-K planner. Providing further details, he said the unmanned airstrike occurred in the Nangarhar province of Afghanistan and that as per initial indications they have killed the target. He also stated that there was no information on any civilian casualties. Meanwhile, US has also asked its citizens to leave Kabul airport gates immediately. ISIS-K, an offshoot of the Islamic State group, has said it was responsible for the suicide attack outside Kabul's airport, which killed at least 95 Afghans and 13 US soldiers. President Joe Biden had vowed revenge on the ISIS group that attacked the Kabul airport, saying US will hunt you down and make you pay. United States forces in Kabul are on alert for more attacks after the suicide bombing at Kabul airport. National security team met US President and warned of an ongoing and acute threat from ISIS-K. Vaccine Karodpati, India hits milestone, administers 1 crore COVID vaccines in one day. 1 crore COVID vaccination in a single day. With that, India has set a new milestone on Friday. Overall, over 62 crore vaccines have been administered in what has been the world's biggest inoculation drive. As per the government portal, CoWIN, the country reported 1 crore 64,032 vaccinations on Friday. Uttar Pradesh led the tally with 28.62 lakh COVID jabs being given out on Friday. Karnataka and Maharashtra were runners up in the tally with 10.7 and 9.8 lakh shots being given on Friday. Prime Minister Modi took to Twitter to mark the milestone and to congratulate the citizens in supporting the mega vaccine drive that started on January 16th. India has administered 49.08 crore first doses and 14.08 crore second doses as per data available. It's official. Ronaldo returns home. Manchester United signed CR7 from Juventus. The murmurs were true. Cristiano Ronaldo is a Red Devil again. Manchester United on Friday confirmed that it has reached an agreement with Juventus to sign CR7. According to Italian press, Juventus received an offer worth 25 million euro for Cristiano Ronaldo from his former club Manchester United. A shock move to local rivals. Manchester City had also been reported earlier on Friday. However, the Premier League champions ended interest in the 36-year-old. The Portugal star moved from Sporting Lisbon to Old Trafford in 2003 and scored 118 goals in 292 appearances for the Red Devils before his record breaking move to Spanish giants Real Madrid in 2009. During his time with Sir Alex Ferguson's United, Ronaldo won 9 trophies, including 3 Premier League titles, the UEFA Champions League and FIFA World Cup. Killing patients with fire. Supreme Court rap for Gujarat government over easing of safety rules. The Supreme Court has come down heavily on the Gujarat government for easing hospital building safety rules while putting a stay on the state government order that no action would be taken against buildings without building use permission till March next year. The top court said that in effort to save people in the pandemic, the government was killing them with fire. The Gujarat government argued that it was only easing building use permission rules and not the fire safety norms. 8 COVID patients were killed in a fire in August last year at Shrey Hospital in Ahmedabad. In November, 6 people died at Rajkot's Uday Shivananda Hospital. The police said that the fire started in the ICU. In May, 18 people died in another hospital fire in Bharuch. The Supreme Court had ordered fire safety audits for hospitals across India after these incidents. Indian researchers find three supermassive black holes merging in nearby universe. Indian researchers have discovered three supermassive black holes from as many galaxies merging together to form a triple active galactic nucleus, the Department of Science and Technology said on Friday. Supermassive black holes are difficult to detect because they do not emit any light, but they can reveal their presence by interacting with their surroundings, the department said. Supermassive black holes contain between a million and a billion times more mass than a typical black hole. Although there are only a handful of confirmed supermassive black holes, they are thought to exist at the center of most large galaxies, including our own galaxy, the Milky Way. Third test, India stay alive end day 3 at 215 for 2, trail England by 139 runs. For the first time in this Leeds test, it was a day that belonged to India. While many feared the game to get over on day 3, Indian batters finally rose to the occasion as the visitors were 215 for 2 at stumps. Trailing England by 139 runs, India needed to bowl out England early, which they did for 432. KL Rahul fell for 8, but Rohit Sharma dug deep and scored 59. And under the pump, Cheteshwar Pujara looked confident this time around and dropped anchor. He went on to score a fluent 91 not out. Pujara was well supported by Virat Kohli as the skipper, who remained unbeaten on 45. India still has a mountain to climb, but then this team is known to achieve the unthinkable. No student will be forced. Delhi schools for classes 9 to 12th to reopen from September 1. All government and private schools for classes 9th to 12th, colleges and coaching institutes will reopen in the national capital from 1st September. However, no student will be forced to attend school, Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia said on Friday, and added that it will be a mix of online and in-person classes. He further said that permission of parents will be required for the students to attend school. The Delhi government is still working on the COVID 19 protocols that need to be followed. The decision no resuming school for lower classes will be taken after analyzing the effect of reopening schools for senior students. Reopening of schools was cleared by the Delhi Disaster Management Authority after taking into consideration recommendations of an expert committee. Fresh power tussle in Punjab. Sidhu gives ultimatum to Congress. Punjab Congress chief Navjot Singh Sidhu on Friday declared that it would be disastrous for the party if he was not given freedom in decision making. This follows the resignation of his advisor Malvinder Singh Mali. Congress Punjab in charge Harish Rawat had asked Sidhu to remove his two controversial advisors, Malvinder Singh Mali and Pyare Lal Garg, who have continued with their attacks on Chief Minister Amarinder Singh and his aides over the past weeks. Sidhu's advisors came under fire over their statements on Kashmir, following which Chief Minister Amarinder Singh publicly told them off and asked Sidhu to constrain them. Sidhu reacted to the controversy in Amritsar with a public ultimatum to the leadership. There is a fresh power struggle in the state leadership, which is already running on eggshells after a brokered truce. देश का mentor Sonu Sood to be ambassador for Delhi government's children program. Actor Sonu Sood will be the brand ambassador of the Aam Aadmi Party government's Desh Ka Mentors program, under which students will be guided in making their career choices. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said on Friday. Kejriwal, in a press conference, announced that Desh Ka Mentor initiative will be launched in mid-September, under which people experienced in their professions will be encouraged to mentor group of children enrolled capital's government schools. Reacting to this development, Sood said he feels blessed to reach out to lakhs of students. Both Kejriwal and Sood, however, said that there has not been any discussion around politics. Sood, who turned a messiah for the migrants and the poor during the COVID induced lockdown, reiterated that he is happy doing community work. There is no rotation policy, Bhupesh Baghel, amid power tussle in Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh's Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel has rejected claims made by the State Health Minister T.H. Singh Dev about a rotation policy for the Chief Minister's post. Dev has staked claim to the post by saying that when Congress won the state in 2018, a rotation policy had been agreed upon. Baghal's comment came after he held a nearly 3 hour meeting with Congress leader Rahul Gandhi in Delhi, during which he invited the latter to visit Chhattisgarh. Rahul Gandhi is expected to visit the state as early as next week. After the meeting with Gandhi, Baghel met Congress MLAs from the state who had gathered at the party headquarters in Delhi. Earlier in the day, Chhattisgarh Congress MLAs held a meeting with General Secretary K.C. Venugopal on Friday amid reports of rift in the party's Chhattisgarh unit for change of leadership. Chhattisgarh Health Minister T.S. Singh Dev too has arrived in New Delhi. He has, however, said he was not given time when asked whether he will be meeting anyone. Congress leadership crisis worsens in Chhattisgarh. MLAs called to Delhi. As the leadership crisis worsened in Chhattisgarh, Congress has called all MLAs to Delhi. Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel will meet with Rahul Gandhi on Friday, his second such meeting this week. Baghel's job has been claimed by his minister T.S. Singh Dev. Baghel's government completed 2.5 years in office in June. It was around this time Dev and his supporters started pressing for change, insisting on rotational chief ministership. Dev claimed he was promised he would take over as chief minister after Baghel's half term on the basis of a rotational arrangement. Both Baghel and Dev met with Rahul Gandhi earlier this week. Baghel said he will abide by the party's decision. When quizzed about his claim to chief ministership, Dev too said that they have agreed to the decision of the High Command. Reliance to manufacture COVID-19 vaccine got drug regulators approval. After its successful journey from oil to the internet to retail, India's biggest conglomerate, Reliance, has now stepped into manufacturing COVID-19 vaccines. As per some reports, Reliance Life Sciences application to conduct clinical trials of its two-dose COVID-19 vaccine got approval from the drug regulator on Thursday. Phase 1 trials are usually conducted for 58 days, and once it is over, Reliance could apply for Phase 2 and 3 trials. Currently, there are 6 vaccines to have received emergency use authorization: Serum Institute's Covishield, Bharat Biotech's Covaxin, Russia's Sputnik V, Moderna's Johnson and Johnson's, and Cadila that was approved last week. COVID has brought consumers closer to their roots. Study. The pandemic has brought people a lot closer to their roots, and as buyers, people are increasingly seeking locally produced items. During the COVID 19 pandemic, consumers are buying products made by small scale local businesses that remind them of their childhood and family. This has been discovered by researchers at Vienna University of Economics and Business and Cornell University. The study, published in the Journal of Marketing, has been authored by marketers Isabel Eichinger, Martin Schreier, and Stijn M.J. Osselshire. The dual forces of digitization and globalization have made the social and work lives fast paced and mostly virtual. This has increased the consumer's need to feel grounded during the worldly chaos caused by the pandemic, according to the study. Stating the example of apple pie, the study revealed that participants who felt more rooted by using local apples to make homemade pie also felt stronger, safer, and more stable to withstand adversity. The report also made some suggestions for marketers and policymakers to leverage this rootedness. While marketers must strategically target customer segments with a higher need for groundedness, policymakers should consider this behavior as a driver of consumer well being. Kabul airport blast, death toll over 100, 95 Afghans and 13 US soldiers killed. At least 95 Afghans and 13 US soldiers were killed in Thursday's suicide bombings outside Kabul's international airport, according to officials. It was the deadliest day for US forces in Afghanistan since August 2011.